What's going on, guys? Alec here. Did you miss me? I'm back here for my Sweet 16 picks of this year's tournament. Let's get started. But first, let's take a shot. One down. So the first game is Kansas versus Maryland. Both teams moved on pretty handily. I think Kansas is going to win this game. They just look really solid on all sides of the ball. And I think Maryland is a little too inexperienced to handle the Jayhawks in this game. I'm just going to knock them out early. All right, so the next game is Miami versus Villanova. I think Miami's going to struggle in this game. I think Villanova is too efficient on both sides of the ball, similar to Kansas. And I just think Miami really struggled to hold themselves together against Wichita State after having a huge lead in the first half as well as the second half. I think Villanova is just a more consistent team, and they're going to be able to pull this one out. So the next game is Oregon versus Duke. I still don't know if I trust Oregon, but I hate Duke, so I'm just going to, take one here, and I'm going to pick Oregon. I think Duke is, they're bound to crack. So I'm going to go with Oregon here as the last Pac-12 team in the tournament to knock out one of the 6 ACC teams. Dripping all over my note sheet. So the last game on the left side of the bracket, A&M versus Oklahoma. Old school Big 12 matchup. I think both teams look really good, but I'm going to give the edge to Oklahoma here with Buddy Hield. He is just shooting lights out in this tournament, and I think he's going to be too much to handle for the Aggies. Going over to the right side of the bracket, we got UNC versus Indiana. Indiana played very, very well against Kentucky, really shutting them down defensively, and they're not known for their defense. But I'm going to go with UNC here. I think they're just too big of a team for Indiana, especially with Meeks and Hicks. So I'm going to go with them to move on past the Hoosiers. God, I hope I go perfect in this round. The next game is Notre Dame versus Wisconsin. 2 teams that weren't expected to make it this far. I think Notre Dame is going to win this one on sheer offense. I think Wisconsin has a pretty good defense, but I don't know. They're those shots they made, Bronson Koenig, those 2 threes in clutch time to win it. It's really a toss-up for me, but I'm going to go with Notre Dame here. Got to go with the ACC. Next game is Virginia versus Iowa State. Both teams moved on pretty easily into the Sweet 16. I'm going to go with Virginia. I don't think Iowa State has faced a defense quite like the pack line of Virginia. So I think they're really going to fluster them. And Malcolm Brogdon is playing outstanding this tournament. But look for Georges Niang of Iowa State to also play very well. 2 Player of the Year candidates going head-to-head. And last but not least, Cuse versus the Zags. Cuse have gotten a lot of flack this week. It seems like they can't please anybody. They got an easy game in Dayton and they shouldn't have been in the tournament, and then they got gifted Middle Tennessee State even though everybody was praising them for upsetting Michigan State. Like you can't praise a team for beating who should have been a number 1 seed and then immediately say they were a gift to Syracuse. It's just bullshit. They're just flip-flopping. Nobody respects us, and they never do. But I'm going to go with Cuse. I'm going to keep picking them. And they're going to move on to the Elite Eight and get a nice ACC showdown against Virginia. So there you have it, guys. Those are my picks for the Sweet 16. Be on the lookout for my Elite Eight picks coming probably Friday night. See you guys later. Peace.